We are talking real estate today. All right. The Taberne Talks podcast is back on for another week. It's Saturday morning. Another weekend has arrived. It's freezing cold outside. And they called it spring, but it seems like we're still in winter here.
Full spring.
Yeah, right. So it's a fake spring is right. I have Sam Carchidi here.
Very good.
Wanted to make sure. That's why I slowed down. All right. And he's with the REMAX, and we've been trying to get him on. He's a busy guy. Right. So, and this is what happens with a lot of you guys out there, a lot of the realtors that I ask on, it's a busy market, and especially on the weekends, where the action is.
Usually I'm at an open house right now. So.
Right. So we snuck him on. We put a gun to his head and said, listen, you got to come on. All right. We know Capri. Capri was on our show about a year ago. He works in her office. So she highly recommended you. So
she's the best.
She is the best. I've known her for a long time. Of course, her husband and her team over there. So all good people. Sam, tell us about yourself. How you got into business, the whole nine.
Sure. Yeah. And Capri she was actually my mentor when I started. So I'm not on our team. A lot of people think we do a lot of business together.
That's what I thought too. Yeah. So that's good that you told me that.
Yes.
Okay.
So we do a ton of business together. She was my mentor when I started out.
Okay.
This is my fourth year. In the business, just started my fourth year.
Wow.
And it's going really well. The year 3 was definitely like exponential growth. Yep.
Okay.
And I think that just from what I hear from other agents, that's usually when it happens. Year 1, year 2 is just kind of getting your feet wet. But just kind of backtracking a little bit. How I got into real estate was I was actually a mortgage processor beforehand. Yeah.
So you know what we do, right?
Yeah. And then I got out of it. So
exactly.
I
You don't want to do it. I feel your pain.
Yeah. So processing and I was there in the refi boom. So I got
2020 refi boom.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. I was with Envoy Mortgage.
I know Envoy.
Yep. Kelly Mortgage Team. I don't know. Dan Kelly. I don't know if you know.
I don't know Dan Kelly. I knew.
Great guy. Nothing against him. Amazing.
We don't talk trash to anybody.
No.
Everybody's cool.
Just didn't work out. So
okay. No, I understand.
And there
that was a crazy time.
I saw all the agreements of sale. I saw how much the realtors were making. So I was like, you know what? Let's go on this side of things. So, and that
isn't how it always works.
Yeah. And that was
you go to a car dealer, the car salesman say, you want to buy a car? They look at the mortgage guy and the realtor like, how do I become you? I don't want to sell cars anymore. I want to be a realtor or a mortgage guy. And it's like, I don't know if you want to do that, but that's okay.
Yeah. So I kind of took a leap of faith. I read a lot. I talked to a lot of people in the real estate industry before I jumped in.
Cool.
And I also wanted to say, if there's any young agents who are maybe just starting or thinking about getting the business, I would love to have a conversation with them. I don't know if you could put my contact info.
Not to put you on the spot, but how old are you?
I'm 36.
Wow, so you're young, man. You're a young guy.
No kids too. No kids. Just got engaged. So
congratulations.
Thank you.
Wow. So you're really at the peak of where you.
Well, I hope not the peak, but
not the peak. That's the wrong word. You're really you're probably at the beginning here.
Yes,
you're right.
That's what I like to say.
You have a career ahead of you. You're young.
I have a lot of goals and ambitions, so we're just starting out. So,
dude, that's awesome. So, all right. So you get in. Let's talk about. You touched on young agents, and young agents are a lot that watch this show. Like we're getting at least 1,000 or a couple thousand views here, on each clip. And I think that the biggest views that we're getting are tips and things like that for the younger agents, because there's so many of them that are still trying to get in, and then a lot of them are getting out because they're not making it.
I think what is it? 80% of agents, maybe making this number up, but it's like 80% of agents quit within the first couple of years.
Right. So
I'm sure it's similar with loan officers as well.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Correct. The turnover rate is crazy. Yeah. So what do you think? Like, let's say, you got in those first 2 years, and were there times that you said, this is not for me and I'm going to quit?
No, not at all.
So how do you block that then?
Yeah. So I had I guess it's who I surrounded myself with, and, Capri, I have to give her kudos. So she was my mentor. John Benson, I'm not sure if you're, he's my broker. Yep.
Yeah, the broker.
He's a broker.
Yep.
I'm licensed in PA and New Jersey. I just started out in PA my first year just because I wanted to see, I wasn't sure, if, so I guess there was some doubt there, is this going to work? Am I going to be able to make a living.
Right.
Cause I was making a good living as a processor, and then switching to 100% commission
This is a big jump.
It's an insane way to live.
I get it.
It is an insane way to live.
Right.
And I don't recommend it. But if you have the drive and the hustle, it can be extremely lucrative. So there's no cap to, how much a real estate agent or a loan officer can make. So yeah, I just surrounded myself with people who I looked up to, and for people who I thought that would put me in the right direction. I have a great support system in my family, my fiance. They are my number one cheerleaders. I don't think there's one social media post that I've posted that they don't like or comment. It's just great to have support. My friends are awesome. I feel like success is contagious, and surrounding myself with Capri and John was, Capri runs South Philly. She's an all-star.
Oh, I know.
And
I know.
Immersing myself with her and just learning from her and soaking things up as a sponge with my first 2 years, really.
Those first years it's a grind, right? We know it. Oh. Every agent that comes on here tells me about the grind, and I know it well because we do it on our side too.
Yeah.
Are you constant? Are you just flying every day? Like, is it?
Yes.
It doesn't end, or
Well, actually, it's interesting you say that, because I was just thinking about this last night. Coming on the show, just things I'm going to say, and right now I am extremely busy. Can we curse here?
You can curse. Yes.
I am busy as fuck.
Oh, that's great. That's what they want to hear.
Yes.
Right. So they don't want to hear any BS.
It's 7 days a week. It's probably.
But is it a good busy, or is it sometimes an overwhelming busy? Where you're like, I needed to slow down to breathe.
It is somewhere in between.
Okay.
So I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to figure out a good work-life balance right now. So I'm working 7 days a week. And one thing that I think, my clients like is that I'm extremely available. They know if they text me, I'm going to get back to them, as soon as possible. They call me, I'm going to get back to them as soon as possible.
You think you're too available?
Yes. Right now I do. And that is something that I need to work on.
Right.
And
I'm just as bad. So I know.
When do you turn it off?
It's
because someone else is going to get the business if you turn it off, right?
This is what I tell my wife, every week, right? It's like that if I don't answer fast, and she's like, but the problem is you've spoiled people to the point where they are hitting you constantly, right?
100%.
And if you spoil them, they're going to expect it forever. So if you make yourself available all the time, then that's what you build.
That's what they expect.
Right? That's what they expect. And then my response is what you just said. If I don't do it,
someone else
is going to do it, right? Or somebody else is going to do it.
Sure, I'll gladly take an agent's business that's not answering the phone. Sure. Right,
exactly. And you will take the deal and it'll be gone. So, and then I don't want to lose that. And, is that a little bit of greed? I don't know. I don't think it's greed. I think it's just the way I'm built, and it's competition, it's drive, it's the way I'm built.
And this is a very competitive business, and there's only so many listings. There's only so many buyers.
Correct.
So, if you're not answering them or you're not getting back to them in a day or so, like, they'll just go somewhere else. It's nothing against you. It's just business. So,
does your fiance understand that that's the life that is going to be? Like, is that acceptable in your household? I hope so, because if not, you better train her now.
She is my number one support system.
Well, that's good.
And she is phenomenal.
Awesome.
She gets it. She understands that, if I need to get up and go in the middle of, we're watching a TV show, it's like that is what it is. That's the business. That's going to pay the bills. And that's going to get me to, and us, that's going to get us to where we're going to be, where we want to go. And then, we want to have kids, and, we want to, we live in a small row home in Pennsport, and eventually we'd like to go to the suburbs, and it's expensive right now, so we got to pay for that house. Yeah.
Right. All right. Good. So this guy obviously has his stuff put together here, and he knows the plan. What's going on? And I bring you on because the number one thing, what's going on out there, right? So this is a different market we're in, obviously. Yeah. It's it's not easy. Like you said, it's a grind. So what's going on the front lines? Is it all, is it all gloom and doom? Is it, oh, this is great? And is it, what are you seeing?
I'm seeing, we can start with rates.
Yes.
Well, maybe we don't want to talk about it right now, but it's, they're going in the wrong direction.
Correct. How much do you think that's affecting your business?
I'm pretty busy right now. So fortunately I haven't felt it. I think, in my opinion, I think, there's a lot of, we don't have to get into politics, but there's a lot of political issues going on in the world that are causing rates to hopefully temporarily skyrocket.
Right.
Is that a good, can we say skyrocket?
We can say that.
I think
because that's the truth.
We touched
oil's shooting through the ceiling.
120 barrel
or following oil, right? As oil shoots through the ceiling and inflation goes up, then the rates go up.
Sure. It's all connected. And, we touched the fives, which, spring market, it was great. Everything was good. 5.99. Let's go. And
we thought we were off to the races.
And then, things went the other way. So, I haven't felt that now. And in my opinion, it's temporary. Hopefully, things over in the Middle East settle down.
So as a realtor, are you and other realtors that are listening, should they be following what is going on with the rates?
If they aren't, I will.
Right. Right. So you're going to do it.
Yeah. And coming from the processing side, I think,
because I'm surprised that agents that I talked to are like, what do you mean the rates are 6.5 now?
Oh, geez. Yeah.
And it's like, what do you mean? That's your business too. You should know that if you're talking to clients, and it shouldn't be a surprise to you. And you should be doing research on your own business too.
And I think that's something that sets me aside from other agents is I have a good understanding of the whole mortgage process, just because I was in it for so long. And the rates are extreme. Some people don't even know when to lock your rate, or not when to lock it, but that you have to lock it. You don't just get a rate when you get a pre-approval. That takes strategy to do that, and consulting with your loan officer. I'm not going to tell them how to do that, but I defer to the loan officer. But just guiding them through the process and helping them, and adding a second line from the loan officer, I think is extremely important. And having an understanding of why rates are the way they are. I have CNBC going on in the background of my my house all day. Good. So it's important. And
how much are you working from home?
I love to go into the office. Our office is on Mifflin and Passyunk. It's an amazing location, and I'm super involved with the East Passyunk BID, a business improvement district. Capri's on the board there.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm on a couple committees there, the beautification committee and the event planning committee.
Okay.
So I like to stay on the avenue as much as I can.
So you think you go there every day, or?
No, not every day. Probably about 3 days a week. Okay. I go into the office, for a couple hours.
Break it up, right?
If I'm going into the office, hopefully it's for a closing, but I like to be on the road and showing houses or taking listing appointments as much as I can. So, but I think it's good to get into the office, immerse yourself with other agents too. I think.
How many agents are actually in the office nowadays?
Capri, maybe her husband, Neil. They have another team, two other teammates who may or may not be in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So not many, at all. And,
do you think that's with loan officers, they're barely going in the office, right?
Yeah.
You might have a couple here and a couple there. And like you said, they stop in and then they're gone for the rest of the week.
Right.
Because it's just, there's nothing, it's dead. Right.
Yeah.
So
what
it's
are you
like,
going to do?
What are you going to do
there?
there? So you're right. You got to be out and doing your thing and trying to meet people and prospecting and all that. Not that going to the office is bad, but I think sometimes it's not good to be there all day, every day either.
I don't have all the answers too. So, if I have a unique scenario and then just going in there and asking another agent, whether it's Capri or Neil or whoever, it's just good to bounce things off each other.
Yeah.
And, they've seen a lot. They've been agents for a long time. So, typically they have an answer, or they can point me in the right direction. Cause I don't have all the answers. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm Mike McCann or anything, but,
right.
Yeah, it's,
you're doing good for 4 years.
Appreciate that.
So, you don't need to be Mike McCann. So
not yet.
Not yet anyway. Right. What's your number one success tip right now in the market to make it? Answer
your phone.
Okay.
It's probably
it's that
cliche.
Easy. It really
extremely
is that
cliche.
easy.
Yeah.
Just answer your phone.
Be available. Yeah.
Respond. be available.
Yeah. I think it's,
Why? Because you see a lot of other agents not doing that.
I mean, I talk to a lot of other agents that don't answer their phone, and if they're not going to approve a showing request, or maybe my client has a question about the septic tank or something, if they don't get that answer, it's on to the next house. It's not a for me, it's not even an answer. It's not either,
so it's just,
I got it right
phone,
now, right here.
Answer the phone and
ready.
give service.
That's it. And, if you don't have the answer for someone, you figure out the answer. And the way I work is I check boxes off. If someone asks me a question, I'll go and get the answer right there, because, I'm going to get pulled 50 different ways. So
that's your mortgage processor background in your blood. We got to get an answer quick, right? And
right
processors
now.
And that's what I do to my processor, right? Gene, I love you. I'm not going to talk bad about you, but because you're the best, and I've been with my processor for 15, almost 20 years.
Wow.
20 years with the same processor.
She must like you.
Right. She's something. I don't know what it is. I don't know why, but anyway, she's quick.
Yeah. That's why you like her, right?
We work good together.
Yes.
She gets the answer for me. If she needs something from me, I get the answer for her.
You have one processor?
I have one processor and one assistant.
Okay.
So it's my assistant helps structure the deal up front with me, make sure that it's clean, and then it goes to Gina, my processor, and she's the closer.
Gotcha.
She gets it to the through underwriting to the finish line. So it's a little bit of a team effort there. But Gina, is she gets the answers. And then if she'll hit me and say, I can't get a hold of this guy.
And then you'll follow up.
Right. You got to work together.
Yes, exactly.
Right? So I think that helps.
I have ambitions definitely to have a team.
Now, I've been watching your social media because you got a lot going on, man. I mean, you got more than a lot of agents that have been in the business.
Smoke and mirrors.
20 years. Well, it's, let's not admit that out loud, right? But he has a lot of social media going on. He's very good. He posts a lot. He has a lot of closings. You can see a lot of things that are under contract and rentals and stuff like that. But you hired somebody for your team already?
That's my fiance.
Oh, that's your fiance?
Yeah. Yes.
So is she licensed too?
No. So we kind of made up because year 3, I started sensing Uncle Sam was kind of coming after me. So I decided to go LLC and S Corp. So with that,
smart.
Yeah.
Very smart.
And that's talking to Capri and talking to other agents and figuring out. And there's a lot of tax benefits out there. So, you can save a lot of money.
Now, is she helping you assist on?
She was helping me guide me through it. Yeah.
Okay.
And I hired a bookkeeper as well. So, a little bit of a team there, but
and what's your fiance? Does she do work for you too? Or?
Yeah. So we kind of made up the position for her. She's client care coordinator, and
cool.
So she's in charge of kind of making sure that we stay in touch with our past clients, whether that be, parties or, pop-bys and gifts. And it's important to stay in front of people because I don't know what the stats are, but, as far as when they go to sell the house, you want to be the first person that they call. And that's a big reason why I'm heavily involved in social media, and staying in touch with your past clients is just important, and staying in touch with your current clients. I think.
You think that's bringing you, she's helping to bring you more business, I guess?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I wouldn't have hired her if I didn't think it was going to be lucrative for the both of us. So she has a full-time job. So it's a part-time job for her.
Right.
Yeah. So
in the beginning, until you become
we'll see where it goes.
Massive agent, and then she's going to be like, "I'm quitting my job. I'm working for you full time, Sam." And
I don't know. She would. That might be too much, Sam, for her. But we'll leave that up
down
to,
the road. We'll bring you back 5 years from now, and we'll see what's going on.
And she's just getting started in her career, so we definitely want to let her thrive in there. But the next step for me is hiring an assistant.
Okay. You need that. Yeah, no doubt. As you get busier.
Yeah. So I'm at the point now, it's, does it make sense? Probably not. But it's definitely a thought, especially as we're kind of getting into the spring market. And I'd say I've been extremely busy since, after the new year.
Yeah.
And, I think it's too early, but it's tough because, when do you do it? When is the right time? And, then you're responsible for someone's salary, and it's a little bit stressful, no doubt. Yeah. So how do you,
but you know what it is? You got to get over that. Right. So
please tell me. How did you,
in the first, 10 years I did this, that I was really worried that if I bring somebody on, what if I don't have enough business to give them, or what if I don't have enough business to keep them busy, and now I got to pay this. But once you bring them on, you're going to see that your business goes up, right? Because it frees you up to do
leverage.
more.
It's leverage.
It leverages them, and it made me want to attack. It made me more aggressive then. Like I'm like, I know I got to make it work, right? So something snaps in you and says, I have this person now, and it pushes me to even do more because I know I got to make this work, and I'm free now too.
Yeah.
So I'm going to hit more accounts. I'm going to talk to more realtors. I'm going to show up at more closings now.
More podcasts.
More podcasts. I'm going to meet more listing agents that I never met.
Yeah.
I'm going to, do this. So it frees you up.
Right.
And then you start getting more business. And next thing you know, you're doing better than you were. So I think you got to mentally get over that leap.
Yeah.
And which is not easy. I know.
No, that's great advice.
But it works.
Just diving in is the scary part. So.
I know, because you don't know the fear of the unknown. You don't know, what's going to happen and is it going to work, but you got to do it.
Yeah. And I think probably hiring someone in the spring market isn't probably the best idea.
No, you want to do that in the winter.
Yeah, definitely.
And get them ready and trained so that when you hit the spring market, you're off and running.
So my goal is to have a team by year 5, at least start to maybe have a buyer's agent after the assistant
under you.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So,
someone you can maybe mentor too.
I would love to mentor someone. I love to teach, and that's what I'm saying. If there's any agents, I'd be happy to speak with them.
Give us some prospecting tips, because I got agents that are asking me all day now, Alex, what are we going to do? Alex, what are we going to do? How are we going to get business? How can you help me? Can you, team up with me on something, or you have any ideas on how we can drive more business? How are you getting this success right now and busy? Like, what prospecting are you doing in order to get there? So that, what's the deal?
I haven't bought one lead. Capri, again, I know I keep going back to her, but she's the one that kind of set me up to. Do you know Brian Buffini? Are you familiar?
I do. Yeah. Buffini's success system, which I've no agents that have done.
Yeah. And it's pretty simple. I think keeping things simple, like we've talked about before, it's answer your phone and always have time for prospecting. That's definitely number one. But for those of you that don't know, Brian Buffini is work by referral. That's kind of his method, and he's got a pretty famous book out there, and it's not just for real estate agents; it's just for salespeople in general. And it's
now, are you signed up on the Buffini success system?
I went to his conference down in Orlando when I first started. It was definitely a big expense. He's got like a CRM, and he's got a whole program. So I basically just learned all about it.
Right.
And same with
you took your own stuff away from it without having to join.
Yeah. It's not a secret what he does.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, I read the book, and
you didn't need to do the whole thing too.
Yeah, no.
So what are you doing? Are you cold calling people? Are you going to open houses? Are you how are you doing it?
Yeah, open houses. I'm the agent in our brokerage that if somebody has a listing, and you'll learn that experienced agents don't want to do open houses, and the
newbies want to.
Yeah, I mean that's where there's leads out there, right? And they're free, and it's 2 to 3 hours on a Saturday, Sunday, and now we're doing them twilight open houses on Thursday, Friday nights.
What do you think? I mean, are the twilight open houses better than the weekend open houses in your opinion?
I think it depends. I think if it's a listing that I'm not really excited about, I don't know if I would do a twilight open house. And then my strategy is to open a listing on at least coming soon on Monday. It's common, and then maybe open house on Thursday if it's really a listing that I think will gain traction. And then you schedule it from 4:30 to 6:30. You have the music going in there and kind of make it a good atmosphere. And if it's a listing that I'm excited about, I think I'll definitely do twilight open house, and I think it can be successful.
And what percentage of business do you think you've gotten from open houses that make up your success?
I had a closing yesterday that came from an open house. Yeah, and it was actually her sister that came in the open house, and she couldn't make the open house. So I did a video tour with her, and then I scheduled a private showing in the next, I think it was like 3 or 4 days after.
And how many people are coming in these open houses unrepresented, do you think?
Maybe, I'd say 40% maybe.
That's a lot. Did you hear that? 40% is what he's thinking. He's estimating, and he knows because he's been doing it for the last 4 years. 40% is what he's estimating comes in an open house, unrepresented, off the street. I want to buy a house, and he becomes the realtor.
And I need an agent.
Yeah. I mean, how easy is that?
Yeah. So,
I mean, yeah, it's okay, fine. It's Sunday afternoon between 1 and 4. Maybe you want to be doing whatever you want to be doing. But if you're getting business,
I want to be making money. That's what I mean.
You want to be making money. Then I think I'm sold.
Yeah,
I think I'm going to sit there for the 3 hours and have people just come in and say, I need a realtor.
And what am I doing at 1 o'clock on a Sunday? You know, if it's football season,
that's a different story.
Yeah, football season. No,
I'm not talking about September to January.
We're 10 to 12. We're 10 to 12 during football season.
Right, exactly.
Unless there's a London game, then we're we're Saturday.
Right, the London 9:30.
Yeah.
Right. That's a problem. So, but technically, like springtime now.
Yeah.
What are you doing? You know, unless you're a Phillies fan or whatever, I guess.
Yeah. Big Phillies fan.
Phillies
going Tuesday.
But you could put it on, I guess, while you're at the open house.
Sure.
Put the TV on or whatever. Or have
there's an app for that. Yeah.
Watch it on your phone.
And people want to watch it too. I've bonded with people over watching games. You know, there's a unexpected game that I already had an open house scheduled. You know, throw it on the TV. See, people come in and people are definitely less. It is interesting. You know, I do find myself scheduling open houses around sports games.
Okay.
Men and women alike in Philadelphia are big sports fans. So, scheduling it around open houses, around sports games definitely is something that goes. You do
a lot of, you do Jersey and PA, you said, right? So I'm the same thing. So both sides of the bridge. So I always say, if you're not busy in one, you're busy, you could be busy in another.
Why is it, if you can tell me right now, it's Philly specific and just PA in general. But New Jersey, I'm not busy at all. And then I was before the new year. I was crazy. Why is it like that?
It doesn't make sense. Now listen, Philly, everybody's talking about, I'm dead here. I'm not getting any business in Philly. I'm not doing good, whatever. And then they say, Jersey, we're lighting it up over there. And you're opposite.
I don't know. I wish I had the answer, but it's a lot easier to get someone under contract in Philly as it is the suburbs right now.
But are there as many buyers coming into the city?
No, and that's the problem. And that's why it's easier to get someone under contract, because there's not as many buyers. So, things are turning around. I was looking at crime statistics from last year in Philadelphia, and I think they were down like 20% or something like it. Might even been more than that. So, you can feel how you want about the mayor, but it seems like she's doing a good job with crime. Right. And hopefully that starts to bring some people back, because that's always a big concern, that people don't want to raise a family in the city. So hopefully we can keep that trending in the right direction. There's so much more inventory.
Does Capri license in Jersey too?
No.
You hang do you have a different office there that you
so John Benson, our broker, we have offices in Morristown and East Passyunk. So we also have one in the Northeast as well. So but yeah, so I'm
Jersey's a different market, right? I mean, it's
totally different world. So same with the Philly suburbs, I know that it's
it's a different world too.
I'm having a lot of issues right now in Montgomery County and Bucks County, just
trying to find something for your buyers to get accepted on, or just period.
5 offers over asking, waiving inspections.
Yeah. You don't get that in Philly.
Not typically, no. And Capri has it easy. She says she doesn't leave. She doesn't go north of Washington. I'm like, that would be nice.
Well, that's when you're in the business for 30 years. You can do that,
pick
right?
And choose.
You can pick and choose exactly which streets you're not going.
Yeah, I can walk to all my showings. That'd be great.
She sounds like me. I had her on here. I know what you're talking about. It's like, you start saying, man, I'm just going to do business in my neighborhood. That's it.
Yeah, right? that would be nice.
This little cell block here. And if nobody's buying or selling, then I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to sit home then and just
relax.
Hang out. Just wait for something to come in. I'm sure it'll get busy, but it's good that you're out and you're doing both sides. And, you'll fall into a deal out of nowhere in Jersey. I mean, that's what it is. That's what's crazy for me is I live in the city. But I get more. I'm in South Philly by Packer Park.
Oh, cool.
So but the majority of my business is Jersey.
Oh, interesting.
Okay. So about 75 to 80% of my business is South Jersey.
Well,
then 25 to 30% is either the city or in the main line.
Why do you think that is?
I know a lot of agents in Jersey. My business, really started there, and a lot of agents that were doing good over here started going over there and started doing good over there because it got slow here.
Yeah. I see.
So that helped too.
Yeah,
you know?
definitely.
But listen, I'd like to do more here. I mean, right?
Yeah.
It's not an easy market though.
No, definitely not.
And the main line you're right. I got people that are pre-approved there. They get outbid and it's ridiculous.
There's nowhere to build. So
right.
You know,
it's not fun, you know. What would you say to struggling realtors out there to, you know,
get them going?
Yeah.
Yeah. Network. One thing that I do.
Yeah, what do you do for networking?
Yeah, other agents. I think that's something not a lot of agents do. I make myself available for open houses, for showings. You know, a lot of agents go on vacation. They get busy and
have you done any client appreciation events?
Yeah, we did one over at the Bach building recently.
Okay. Yeah.
So he was actually one of my next door neighbors. They moved out to the suburbs. They still own the house, but they own Lobo Mal, which is a clothing company. It's one of the top floors of Bach building. They were actually the original tenant at Bach, so then they're still there.
It's nice over there.
Yeah, super nice, and that's right where I live. I live a couple blocks away
I know where it's at.
from Bach, and so we did a client appreciation. We did some. They had some get some T-shirts made with the Lobo Mal logo on them.
Okay.
And they were just talking about their business and the process of, you know, making their different, it's like a high-end clothing company. So super interesting stuff. And they've been around for a while now. And our clients loved it. And, you know, you get a cheese board in there, some beers, and then we headed up to Bach Bar at the end. It was a lot of fun.
Was it a good turnout?
Yeah, I think we probably had like maybe 12, 14 people there.
That's good.
Yeah. And that was for my my Philly clients, just my Philly clients. So I didn't want to drag Jersey clients over. So this year I wanted to do something for my people in Jersey. So I'm still trying to figure out what I'm doing next. But
right. Well, that's the thing. You know, you can't mix your Philly and Jersey clients because a lot of them don't want to go over the bridge.
Right. Yeah, that's why they're in Jersey. Yeah.
They're like, I'm not going there, Alex.
Yeah.
Right? If either you have a party in Jersey or forget about it.
Yeah.
You let me know in the next one.
Got to figure out what I'm doing next. So I like to keep it interesting and something unique and something that's, you know, somebody actually wants to be there. And, you know, it's obviously a great way to stay in front of your clients. And
yeah.
And hey, I'm still an agent. I'm still here and I'm still available if you need anything, you know, suggest a plumber or electrician or.
So you said in the beginning of the show that if there's any realtors out there, young realtors that are looking for a mentor or looking to get on a team or go somewhere, you know, you're with REMAX, right? So
yeah,
REMAX is still kicking, right? Still.
Don't look at their stock. It's in the toilet.
Right. Well, I didn't look at their stock.
Nah,
is it that bad?
It's bad.
No,
Yeah,
really?
I think all the real estate stocks are not doing well. But
right.
I'm over leveraged with myself, so I don't have any stock. But and this is not financial advice. So,
but listen, KW and Compass and all the big guys seem like they're trying to take over the world right now.
Oh, we got a lot going on with them.
Right. So, you know, I brought a lot of KW agents on this show. I've brought Compass agents on this show. I brought some Coldwell Banker agents on this show, but REMAX you don't see too much, right?
No, don't say that. Don't say that.
You guys are out there.
Yeah, well, yeah, we're out here.
You're not like beating on your chest like these Compasses and KWs saying, you know, we're going to take on the world and we're the best of all and all that stuff. So why REMAX? Why do you stay at REMAX? Why do you think it would be good to go to REMAX over one of these big guys that are trying to take over the world?
Yeah, no, you know, I'm not going to sit here and recruit. Yeah, recruit was not my intent. I would genuinely like to help agents wherever they want to.
Which is, I haven't had anybody really offer that coming on here to say that, you know, if somebody wants to I mean, that's good that you say that because I think that shows that you want to help them.
And I guess
a lot of them don't question, well, who's he with? Oh, REMAX. Why would I go to REMAX if I have KW beating down my door?
A couple of reasons why I went with REMAX. Just like overall as a company, and I'm with REMAX One with John Benson as my broker. So when I started out, I'd never done this before, so I wanted to make sure. My biggest thing with me was my mentor, and I wanted to. It's a funny story. I can kind of go into it quickly, but I was sitting with a girlfriend at the time, and we were making a decision. We were doing pros and cons lists, and I interviewed with maybe 5 or 6 brokerages. I interviewed with KW. I interviewed with a different REMAX. I interviewed with Century 21.
Yep.
You know, a lot of the big names. And John called me as I was making a decision. Literally, I had everything pros and cons list, you know, on the bed. And he said, "Hey, sorry I didn't get back to you. It had been like about a week since he said, "Did you make a decision?" I said, "John, I'm literally making a decision right now." He said, "Do you have 5 minutes? I just want to talk to you." We ended up talking for an hour and a half. We shared a love of baseball. So that was big.
There was a connection there.
Yeah. And I said, "You know, John, I love everything that you said to me. But the one thing I didn't hear is who is going to be my mentor." And he said, "You know, it's not me. I'm the broker. Yeah. Sure. He's too busy to be the mentor." Right. He said, give me 10 minutes. Let me make a call. So he called Capri and, he said, "Can you meet with her?" I said, "I'm trying to make a decision, meet with her tomorrow." I went in there and I was like,
it was history.
Yeah, this is the right person for me. So for those,
so it doesn't matter about the name is. I
like the brand, right? And it's a very recognizable logo. It makes people feel comfortable. Yeah. You'll see their billboards everywhere now. They do a good job at marketing. They're in the Philly Stadium. They're on buses in the city.
They've been around forever.
They've been around forever. And I think when people see, my logo next to the REMAX logo, I think they feel a sense of comfort because maybe they haven't worked with me before, but seeing that balloon makes them feel a little bit comfortable.
Right, because they know the REMAX balloon.
Yeah, they don't know my logo. I'm not going to sit here.
They're going to know your logo, right?
Yeah.
After today, they're really going to know your logo. No,
right here.
It's good. There you go. I mean, he does a lot of branding, right? So that's good. You're building your own brand, right? So you could take it with you wherever you go.
Yeah, and I recognize, maybe, I would love to say I'd be with REMAX for the next 30 years, but, things happen, things change, and it's possibility. So that's why I wanted to have my own logo.
Right. All right. So, going forward, I think that Sam is the kind of guy that, he's young and, not that the older agents are set in their ways. It seems like you're more open to,
You have to be. Yeah. You got to learn from other agents. You got to soak things in, take one thing from one agent, take another from another. Hey, I like this. I'll try this. I went to a listing appointment the other day and, I tried something new and it didn't work out, and now I'm throwing that out and didn't get the listing. So it's like, yeah, hey, you know what? What I did differently was I went in there very relaxed, didn't come with any comps, didn't come with any notepad. I just wanted to have a genuine conversation. And I don't know if that's the reason I didn't get the listing, but, that wasn't how I typically did it. And I went on a listing appointment with another agent and I saw that they did that and that worked for them. That's why I tried it.
So you're basically winging, like
like I'm doing right now with you.
That's what I mean. You're winging it.
Yeah. And, no notes. And I just wanted to try
only
something
Mike
different.
McCann can do that. I'm joking. So that's tough.
Yeah.
It is very tough.
And maybe it's something I can do again in the future, but
you had the confidence to do it, which is great.
And I did my homework beforehand. I don't want to say I didn't go in there.
House, sure.
Yeah. So, but
so you think going into a listing agreement with all these, different things that you guys bring, like the
picture, I like to show people what I do with my last listings. Again, I'm big on social media. I actually won a listing because I mentioned social media, and the other agent, she was very experienced, and she was, it was up in Levittown, and she did a lot of business up there. And, I'm down in South Philly, and they knew that wasn't the typical area that I worked, but the woman who I worked with said I said, hey, it's great getting the listing. I, just want to look some feedback. Why did you go with me over her? And she said, honestly, you guys both gave great presentations, but you mentioned social media. And in today's world, I want to make sure that my house is on there and being advertised on social media because she used it a lot.
Right. If you're not showing value to people that you're using social media as a realtor or a loan officer, you're dead.
Yeah, you're a dinosaur, so to speak.
Yeah. And listen, one thing, just showing your face on social media and taking a picture of yourself smiling, saying I do real estate is not social media. All right.
Anyone can do that. I had to
throw that out there because it's. The market, listen, marketing is marketing, but just smiling and right. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
There's a lot of that.
I envy you and George, you guys do a great job.
Thank you.
And it's a lot of work clipping things. And
if I didn't have George, I wouldn't be here because I don't know how to edit anything. I'd be filming from my phone.
It's a lot of work. I do everything myself, and it's really tough. What do you edit in? Adobe. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm using CapCut. I'm using a couple different ones, but it's tough. It's a lot of work, and it's like a part-time job in itself. The social media stuff is a part-time job, but then editing the social media, making a video is super time consuming for me. And, just kind of put work aside and do that. I try and do it in the slower times, but it's a lot of work, man. And
so you do all your own editing on your
everything.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I don't answer. I didn't make the logo, but other than that, everything is me.
You.
Yeah, the website, I had a buddy make the website for me. I'm not afraid to hire someone if I don't know how to do it, but I also like to learn, and I kind of have a background in marketing as well, and I was a social media marketer
So you got a lot of background. I mean, you got a big jump start.
Yeah,
being a social media
I recognize
marketer,
that.
A mortgage processor. It's good.
Yeah, and
I mean, if you have all that wrapped up into one, no wonder you're successful. You have a lot that was already behind you.
And I've always been a people person. I was never in sales until this job. But
I'm amazed how many loan officers and agents aren't people person.
Well, I don't even know how that works.
All right. I mean, I didn't say that right, but that's, you know what I mean.
You're like, what are you doing? You're in the wrong job. Yeah. And some are successfufful. I will say some are successful.
And they're still not people person.
Yeah.
And they're successful.
It's insane. But
it is insane. Like you have to speak. You have to be you got to be able to
talk to
walk
people
into a room and make friends with people that you don't know. And if it's the job.
One thing that I was not feeling great about was when I got started. One of the Buffini, can kind of go back to that too. Is you need to write down 100 names, and you need to get their addresses and their phone numbers, and you need to reach out to every single person. And then you categorize them. A's, B's, C's, what's your relationship with them? And then you kind of, put your attack plan to that, just making sure that everyone knows that you're a real estate agent or a loan officer or just sales in general. So that was something that helped me a lot, just making everyone aware who was close to me that I was a real estate agent. And one of the things that I had a tough time doing is, just reaching out to people and letting them know I was a real estate agent. And I talked to John, my broker John, about this. And he said, you just got to pay yourself to be social. And I said, what do you mean by that? And he said, well, take a guy out to coffee, take a friend out to coffee, and it's just going to naturally come up.
Right.
That, hey, what do you do? What do you do? Or what's going on in your life? Oh, I just got into real estate. So it's not you coming there with, my logo and a
sales.
pen and salesy. It's like, no, just have a genuine conversation with someone and it's going to come up. And I would say 99% of the time it's right. So that's a tip that I would give to people, just pay yourself to be social. Join a basketball club or, they have those groups there.
BNI groups.
Yeah. Yes. I haven't done one of those. Usually the real estate agent's full. So you can only have one per profession,
yeah.
But yeah, so pay yourself to be social, get out there, go to bars, go to restaurants, take someone to a Phillies game, just do what you love too. And a lot of the marketing that I do, I have a lot of friends who are musicians too, and I sponsor music festivals. One thing that I do is I did lighters, and I branded my logo on there.
Okay.
And I give them out at this music festival that I sponsor.
Right.
And now it's an every year thing, and people know me as the real estate agent and who's giving out the lighters.
Yeah.
And I do a different color every year, and people love it.
And this is branding, guys.
Yeah. So don't steal that idea. Please don't steal.
Yeah, right. I'm making a note here so that we can Anthony on my team can order the lighters.
I got a guy.
I got a guy for that, right? But this is branding, is what he's talking about. And
yes.
If you're not branding yourself, and he makes an investment too, though. You're probably investing some of your own money, right, into doing
scared money don't make money, though. It's true. You got to spend money to make money, especially in this industry, because there's so many people out there doing it. There's so many people, whether it's social media. I don't really get too much into the ads on social media, but it is something that I would like to get into. But I'm trying to I try to run a thin operation, and keep the expenses low, but you do have to spend money to make money. That's for sure. So, $400 for 300 lighters, and you get one sale out of it in the whole year.
It covers the 10 times.
Yeah, exponentially. So, you keep doing that, keep at it, keep your face out there, and good stuff will come to you.
Yeah. Is there a budget monthly that you say to yourself, I got to reinvest back into my business? I mean, maybe not an exact number, but just like that.
Yeah. So
10% of my business has to go back to reinvesting, or no?
I would like to get better at honing in on my numbers, and I have a bookkeeper. And they come to me with my numbers monthly.
Yeah.
I try to do 10% is kind of my rule of thumb for, 10% of my gross for the marketing budget.
Reinvesting, right.
Some months it's a lot more than that. And some months it's not. And I like to also, if I'm not busy, I should be spending money to get busy. So more so in the winter months, I think
when you're, what he means by scared money is that you're not reinvesting. You're scared to invest. And then that's not going to make you any money.
Yes.
Right.
Definitely.
Then you're in a corner, and you have no business coming in. You're not willing to invest, and then you want to get out. Right. You're like, you know what? I'm not making any money. But if I have, let's say I have $1,000 in the bank, and I can go and brand myself and do something for $300. You got to make the investment, because it could be a deal that you don't know is coming down your pipeline, and that'll cover that, like you said, 10 times. So you got to put it out.
Yeah, you got to spend. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. A couple things I want to touch on. Fannie Mae is purchasing mortgage bonds very soon. All right. So, and I know you know what I'm talking about.
When's that happening?
So it's
put a date on it.
I'm trying to get a date, right? So, and what that means is that when Fannie Mae purchases mortgage bonds, they do that. It's like the government stepping in to say, we want to get the interest rates to come down. Okay.
And we got a new Fed coming in.
Which will most likely help that too.
Yeah.
Okay. The number one reason why the rates went down in 2020 and 2012 was because Fannie Mae stepped in and bought a huge chunk of mortgage bonds that brought the rates down.
Yeah. And they printed a bunch of money and injected money in the economy, and everyone's getting checks. Now. It was great.
When this is going to happen this year, hopefully very soon. But they have already agreed to say, yes, we're going to step in and buy them. So watch carefully. Rates will begin to ease when you see those bonds being bought. You'll feel it. It won't be like, oh, it's going to go to 5% out of nowhere. No, it'll just start coming down slowly and gradually, but you'll see the change. Even with bad news, you'll still see them start to creep down, because Fannie Mae's pressing them to go down.
Yeah.
Okay. So which helps.
And then hopefully that's correlated with the spring market, the new Fed, and been calling to slash interest rates for the last year or two. So hopefully with the new Fed,
Yeah, I mean,
whether that's a good decision or
that'll help. So
bad decision.
So that's a big plus. This week I got killed with people saying, they thought I was lying to them. That
we should have locked.
I mean, it's like you don't know. Things move so fast.
Wish you had a crystal ball, but
you don't know. I mean, did we know it was going to go from 5.99 to 6.5 overnight? No.
Nobody does.
I mean, nobody knows.
We would not be in this business if we knew where rates were going.
You don't know. You know, that's the game we play. That's the risk that we take. Oil spiked. And I think that's the number one pressure on interest rates this week and last. Before that, obviously, with no war going on, we were on a ride there in February. It was one of my busiest Februaries that I've had as far as
applications. We're probably refis. You were doing refis,
purchases, people coming out of the woodwork. I mean, I felt like, wow,
we're back. We're back. Spring market.
Right?
We're back.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Right. Call the Mercedes dealer. We're buying a Mercedes. All right, let's have a party. But it felt like the old days.
Yeah.
And then
got crushed.
And this is what happens in a market like this.
Yeah.
That you just can't bank on anything. And I think mentally a lot of agents took a shot over the last 2 weeks now, because they're like, oh no, we're dead now. We're not going to get anything.
Things ebbs and flows. It'll go back the other way. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah. I mean, you got in under a tough time 4 years ago.
Well, I always tell people I have not had a balanced market since I've been in real estate. I can comfortably say, even when I was a processor, it was insane. It was like the opposite. Yeah. Right. It was, how
long were you a processor?
About 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah. And got burnt out pretty quickly when you have 15 refis on your desk and, 10 purchases. And I don't buy. I refied at the same time.
Yeah.
My interest rate is 2.625. I'm like, how are we going to to move? It's so cheap.
Anthony on my team started, he's in his third year now, just hit his third year, I believe. And he said, I've never seen a normal market yet. He goes, you keep telling me like, you guys, it's a spring market or it's a fall. Yeah. He's like, I haven't seen any of that since I've started. He goes,
Same, Anthony.
Does that ever happen? I said, no, it'll happen. It's just, this is not normal the last 3 years.
Yeah. Well, we've had a lot going on the last 5-6 years or so with COVID.
So it's not normal.
Yeah.
I said, so you can't really like normally a regular spring market would be, but it's just.
And for me, I think it's actually a good thing that I haven't had a balanced market, because when we do have a market for growth, I'm going to be ready for it. And that's kind of an advantage of not coming in maybe in 2021, 2022, where, everyone's just falling into deals left and right. And, things were good. Starting in 2023, where, things were down and interest rates were starting to climb. In my opinion, it was better to start slower, get my feet wet, to where, when things do even out, I'll be ready for it. And, hopefully I have a team in place then. And,
would you have a year of expenses sitting in your bank account to say I can withstand the hit
when I start it?
I mean, yeah,
but something about that, maybe 6 months, and it was very unsettling.
I mean, that's the truth.
It was very unsettling. I'll tell you that much.
You have to have money in the bank to live in order to begin in this career. And
I had a time period where I was in between jobs, and I was going to real estate school, and I was doing odd jobs left and right. Buddy needs me to help, demo, or I was making cornhole boards with my one buddy. He's got he makes cornhole, and
I like cornhole. It's a good game.
Yeah. I was hustling,
Great.
just to pay the bills. It probably took me, I think, about 3 months to get fully licensed. So it wasn't, and then you don't start making money once you're licensed.
No, it's another 6 months maybe, or when did you first actually see your first deal?
It actually was quick for me. It was maybe 4 months in, which I think is usually quicker than some. I had two pretty quick. I had one under contract, and then I got another one under contract, and the second one under contract closed quicker than the other one. So I had two deals maybe.
So that helped boost you.
Yeah. And I was like, you see the money that you're getting, and you're like, okay, this will work, but it's got to go far, because you don't know when the next deal is. So,
right. I mean, I always say, like, if you see the money that you're making per deal, it should ignite you.
Yeah, definitely.
But some people, it doesn't ignite.
Oh, it fuels me. That's what fuels me. When the cash hits the account, it's definitely, and helping people achieve their goals in home ownership. I always say at closing day, I'm always excited. Like it's my first one. I really do get genuinely excited for my clients, or selling a property. Sometimes, I have a client I'm working with right now, and her goal is to sell her property. It's actually right here, 18th and Dudley.
Okay.
And it's coming live. Actually, we're coming soon right now. So 1827 Dudley, I can say it now. But
there you go.
Her goal is to sell the property, and then she's moving to Vietnam.
Wow.
So, helping her achieve that goal is something that fuels me. Yeah. Nice. And it's some added pressure. I'm not going to lie, but I want more than anything to help her achieve her goals. And she wants to, be a vet tech in Vietnam, and super rewarding. And I'm like, oh my God, you're like a saint. And
Vietnam of all things, like, wow.
Yeah. I think she went over there and she fell in love, and she has a background in being a vet. And and the other thing I love about this job is you meet so many different people, so many different walks of life, and it's never the same day.
Yep. Sometimes that's good, and sometimes that's bad.
If anything, it's interesting either way. You never know who's gonna be on the other end of that call.
Yeah.
And it's really cool to see different.
Listen, the last question I have for you is why? So you told us your age, which is fine. Why is it that the average age of a first time buyer is 40 years old right now? Why?
It's just a lot more expensive. I think
when I started in the business, it was 25.
Yeah.
25-year-olds were buying first time houses left and right. My half of my pipeline was 25-year-olds.
I think
it was a different market, obviously.
Yeah, and it's going to swing back the other way. Where
but why are all these kids not buying anything?
Well, in my opinion, it has a lot to do with salaries not keeping up with inflation, and
they're not making enough money.
Unfortunately, and I think people aren't getting married as early now. I think people are waiting. Like me, we're shopping around for wedding venues right now, but we're looking to get married in spring or summer of 2027, and I'll be 37 at that point.
Okay.
I bought my home in 2019. And my parents were, I was lucky enough for them to help me out with the down payment, and not everyone has that as well. So I completely recognize that, but I think I'm a unique case. But yeah, I think
affordability is the number one issue why these kids aren't buying.
And the affordability and salaries not keeping up with inflation. I mean, there's charts out there, and you can look at them, and inflation's going up like this, and salaries are staying on this line. So I think there needs to be a correction somewhere.
A lot of them are just staying home.
Yeah, and work from home. It's a lot easier to live in the city or live in the suburbs and just rent and rent a room out, and or here you can rent a room here. It looks like it's cheap to rent a room. So.
You probably could.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody's sleeping in one of these rooms here. I got to look around and see what the story is.
You got a shower here? You got a shower?
You got a bathroom. I don't know if they maybe go in the sink.
Little microwave and you're good to go.
That's what it is. It's a shame to say. I bring that up because it's just, I don't see many young, I might get one a month now that actually are in their 20s. Versus it used to be like, oh, you're 25, 27, 28. I'm getting married. You're right. They're not getting married either.
Yeah, right, and people are having kids later. People aren't having kids.
Right.
That's another, I don't know if it's an issue, but it's
later in life.
Everything's later. And I think we have access to a lot more information now. So people are doing a lot more research on the home buying process. And, hey, maybe it's not right for me. You started in, I think I saw you started in 98.
98.
Oh yeah. So the world was so much different. The internet was in its infancy, and there was no social media no podcast. It's so much different than.
There was nothing. I was taking paper apps, right? I was writing your name down and social security number on a piece of paper and saying, okay, let me run your credit. I mean, there was nothing.
I always speak with agents who have been in the business for a while. I'm like, how did you do this? Like even getting a key to get in was, there wasn't, I'm sure there was lock boxes, but I think you had to go to the brokerages and get the keys. How did you know if a property was under contract or the MLS wasn't what it is today?
Everything was just it was a different world. So you're right. It was a different type of person buying at that time.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's,
and that's what makes me not used to this.
And it'll change again. It'll change again. It's all cyclical and it will all change again.
So, all right, man, listen, thank you for coming on.
Yeah, pleasure.
You rock. Do you have an open house today?
No open house today.
Wow.
Yeah, I have been.
You're slacking. You're a hustler. Now, what's going on with you?
Yeah, well, I had a podcast to do, and I wasn't sure how long. So
no, you're good. We run about 45 minutes to an hour.
Cool.
So I think you did a great job. I think you're what people want to hear.
Yeah, and again, I just want to reiterate, if there's any younger agents, I don't know if you can give out my contact info in the info, but I would love to speak with them just to give them some direction. I'm not looking to recruit anyone. I don't even think we're accepting new agents in our office. So I'd just love to have
Is that what's going on right now? A lot of people are not accepting new agents because they don't want to train them, or
it costs a lot to have a new agent in the office. And if I think from a business standpoint, I think.
I don't think they want anybody with no experience now. On the mortgage side, they're not hiring any new loan officers with no experience.
Yeah,
you have to know somebody.
You have to train them. You got to invest a lot of time and energy and effort into them, and they're not as lucrative. And that's just me saying that. That's not coming from my broker, but I just think it's the truth right now. And they took a chance on me 4 years ago, three and a half years ago. So super fortunate, super grateful for them. But I think. Yeah, maybe go to Keller. Keller's the factory. They're the factory out there. They're training.
And we looked it up. They got 500 and some agents just in this one over.
Every other sign is KW Empower. Yeah, great for them. They got some great agents over there.
Yeah, they got some nice people. No doubt.
For sure.
So, thanks for coming on, man.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
I'll have you back.
Cool.
When you have that empire built.
Sounds good.
Over there,
Looking forward to it.
I'm sure you will. Tune in Wednesday. This is when the show will air.
Great.
Right? So
Tell all my family.
yes, and say hi to Capri for me too.
Will do.
She's awesome.
She's in Disney World.
Is she in Disney
Yeah,
World?
she got away. So she's going to be busy now that she went away. That's always how it works. So
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Right. The minute that we go away, we get busy. Right. So I already know all about it. But thanks for coming on. Have a good week, guys. Have a good weekend.